Do. Ooh, didn't mean for that to happen. Excuse me. Oh, I haven't been live in a minute. And I wasn't going to go live today, but tried to record a few times. And it's so interesting because I've been like wondering. I was like, I have so many videos just on my iPad. Like, I wonder when it's going to be full. And then I noticed that one of the videos got cut short. And the other ones were like messed up. So I was like, okay, I guess all of that was for me. And so I'm just gonna come. What am I grabbing my phone for? I don't know. I'm gonna have to shift this because I need this light. And so I'm just gonna do the dice instead. And then this will be my little contribution for today. Some way to get by. Do. I'm just like the dream I had last night. There we go. Okay. So then I can put this down here so I can see what's going on. Love it. Oop. Nice. Okay. I'm gonna pick two of these. No, I'll just pick one of these because this is a daily thing, right? I'm just uploading. I'm doing this live so I can just upload when I'm done because apparently uploading stuff the other way ain't working today. And I'm gonna dive right in. This is probably the gray set. Oh, it's not. It's the orange set with gray in it. Okay. I'm gonna roll these up with the orange set. What deck am I gonna use with these? I'll use this is sacral-ish, so I'll use the magical dimensions as the oracles. And then I'll just use the witch's tarot, right? Or I could do the energy oracle cards. I'll do magical dimensions because I said magical dimensions. Where's this deck? Some way to get by. Last night was the full moon, wasn't it? It was I haven't been sleeping much. And it was, I think, like right after the eclipse in January. Oh, it's literally right there. It was in my hand. Oh my gosh. It was after the eclipse in January, I believe. And for a while after, I was sleeping like in 3 hour chunks. Like no matter how early or how late I went to bed, the longest I would be able to sleep was 3 hours. Or was 3 hours. And I find myself in a similar space, and I don't know if that's because we're coming up on another eclipse season or what. But I've just not been able to sleep through the night, and it's not necessarily impacting me. It's just like kind of more annoying than anything. But I had a bunch of dreams. I'm actually going to turn these all up right for this one. Don't know why, but I'm feeling it. You were a upright and reverse deck for a little bit. R.I.P. Oh, that's why I picked these cards, because the color scheme is similar. I had some interesting dreams last night. I woke up at 5 something, went to the bathroom, came back. It was like 5:54, so I had to wait until 5:55 to go to bed. Then I did. I woke back up at 7 something, and then I tried to record one video, didn't work. I literally just tried to record a different one, that one didn't work. And so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just go live. But I've been having some interesting dreams lately. And I was kind of sort of talking about him, pulling cards at the same time, and everything was kind of sort of coming out about that. And I was like, it ain't about that. But then I pulled the cards for that video, and it ended up being about that. And then, like, I ran into an issue, and I was like, well, maybe it's not meant for me to, like, upload this. So I did it again. I didn't talk about the dream. I didn't talk about anything. And like the same sort of like, I guess more information on it came out, and I'm like, this isn't even what I'm looking for right now. But sometimes it's like there are things that, like one of the messages that came out was that like there's some information that may be coming out, or things may be being revealed to like soften the blow, to soften an impact, to prepare um, for something, some kind of realization or some kind of truth or some kind of perspective moving forward. And so maybe there were things that I needed to be exposed to a little bit so that I would be able to not overreact, I guess is a good way to put it. Um, but I just found out that, unsurprisingly, my late July vacation plans are in jeopardy, potentially ruined. And like, I was gonna, like, I, I did some, I was talking to this friend about meeting up, or she kept bringing it up. She was like, 2020, 2020. We should do this, we should do that. And like, we're not doing our original plan, but it just so happened that I was going to be able to see her this summer, right? That was 2015, 2016 when she started saying that. Um, like 2016 when she started saying that. And then, like, through happenstance, we were going to be able to meet up, but now that's not going to happen. And I'm not too upset about those vacation plans. I mean, it may still happen. Who knows? Like, the event isn't going to be happening. And so, like, I was just tagging along with my mom because the prices were so cheap. And it's interesting because I've been in this space of like manifesting what I actually want, or discovering what I actually want. And oh, speaking of manifesting and discovering what I actually want, Ten of Cups. What's at the bottom of the deck? Eight of Pentacles and a Temperance. Um, and so I guess that's not. But at the same time, right before I found that out, I actually found out that I have access to the program now, so I can actually start working. And I need to keep an eye on the time because I need to keep this short so I can get back to work because there are things I need to do that I'm actually moving on now. And yeah, so I was actually going to tell my mom that I found out that I just got an email about me getting access to the program. And then that's when I heard her on the phone talking about how the event is canceled and all this other stuff. I was like, what? I may, you might catch me still in Vegas though, come late July. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe not. I mean, now that I don't, I mean, my friend is still going to be there, but I don't know. We'll see. Live life day by day, moment by moment. Okay. So I'm going to roll these first. I've shuffled and shuffled and shuffled these. I'm actually going to pull these out and shuffle these up a little bit. But yeah, it's almost like it came to me like the illusion of choice again. But it's not necessarily an illusion, but it's like some paths are linked to other paths. And so if you choose one path, it's like derezzing. I watched, oh, what is that? Oh, wow. Oh, the crown portal. Love that. That thing may be wide open. Scorpio full moon, then busted. Oh, crown portal and the heart portal. Love those. Scorpio moon, full moon busted that wide open. They was like, you want to know the tea, sis? I'm going to give you the tea, sis. Here's the tea. And then it was like low-key kind of sort of tea. And I was like, this is annoying. I didn't ask for this information. Anyway, let me try to focus. It's like some things are connected to other things. And since I chose one thing, it kind of sort of eliminated a few things, right? And so now, I guess it would be better to say that room and space has been made for something else to occur and for something else to happen, right? And depending on, like, let's say I do end up applying for this scholarship to this university in Abu Dhabi and I get it, the school year starts in August. And if I'm moving to a foreign country, I should probably get there with enough time to actually. Ooh, that's a whole bunch of cards. I should probably get there. What is this? Inspirational creation at the bottom of the deck. I should probably get there with enough time to like adjust, be comfortable, and do all of the foreign person things that I would need to do, right? And so that trip could have conflicted with that because that's a few weeks before classes would start, right? If I get accepted, if that's the path I go down. And so, again, maybe it's not. Here's another portal, the sacral portal. And I chose these because these orange, more sacral colored dice came out. And there's a sacral portal. So we had the crown portal, the heart portal, and the sacral portal. And what is this? Liberation and Majestic Eminence also came out. Love that. With that inspirational creation at the bottom. And so, yeah, it's a flexibility. I'm like, that's interesting. So this other path opened up and this other one shut down. I guess they were conflicting. I mean, I still have my vacation funds, like I said. Plus, if I end up in Abu Dhabi, like I'll be there for school. But like that's kind of sort of living the vacation. And so I wouldn't necessarily need one, at least at that point, right? Anyway, that was interesting. Okay, these are shuffled. What is that? What is this? Transformation? Yeah, transformation. I've been seeing that card a lot. Transformation and higher perspectives. I promise there are more than like 10 cards in this deck, even though it seems I only get the same like 10 cards. But hey, we haven't seen Exiled, so maybe that's a good thing. Also, I haven't seen Oneness. And I used to see Oneness sometimes. Okay, now let's get into these dice. And then I'm going to end this, let this upload, do this work, and keep living my life. Okay, so we have a 4. The 4 represents the heart chakra. The 11 is justice. The 79 might be the scholar of souls. What did I call it? Souls, yeah, essences and souls. Let me see. I'm gonna check out real quick. Or is 79 like beyond that? Nope. 79 is actually Taurus. And we're in Taurus season. Okay. So 79 is Taurus, which is all about value. The number 1 here is all about the root. So we have the root and the heart portals. I think I just saw the root at the cut too. The 2, no, this is the 4. This 4 is fire. And then this, what number is this? Number 1 is Aries. So Aries, Taurus, fire, root, heart. Hey, 2 1s and 2 4s. Up now it's a 5. It was on a 1, but when I put it down, there's a 1. Okay. Justice, 2 1s, 2 4s, 1 4, 1 4, 11, and 79. 79 is a 16, 7. And so let's start with this. So Taurus energy is all about value and it's all about worth. And so whenever it comes to worth and whenever it comes to value, there is a commonly accepted value to something, and then there's a personal value that we associate with something, right? Like you can value Jimmy Choo stilettos, red bottoms. That's a shoe, right? Like Jimmy Choo is like that's like a shoe, right? And I may value, I don't know, like Adidas, right? Like I don't necessarily need like a red bottom heel. Not to say that I wouldn't rock it, if I was all gussied up and fancy. But it's a matter of value. Just like, some people may value someone who knows what a carburetor is, and other people would value someone who doesn't drink carbonated beverages, right? So there's this, and then when it comes to things like money is backed by something, right? And so the paper in and of itself doesn't bring much value, but it's what backs that paper that gives it value. But even when it comes to currency, exchange rate between different countries is different. And it's like some things are taxed and other things aren't taxed, right? In some states, they charge, like, yeah, and even what is taxed and what isn't taxed differs depending on the area and the location. And so this is like um, or most value, if not all value, is more subjective. But there's a subjectivity to this value with Taurus that I'm feeling. And then there's this justice energy. So the energy of justice is finding something that is, oh, universally backed no matter where you go. One of those things could be love. I don't know why, but I guess Taurus is Venus and Venus is love, and Taurus can be a very loving sign. So now there's this love energy here because we went from Taurus to, oh, wait, that's Libra. Yeah, because justice is Libra. That's the other side of Venus. So we have Venus sort of chilling here, but then we have fire right here. So, and Venus is in retrograde in Gemini. Gemini is the lovers, and the lovers is the twins, and the twins are all about duality and polarity, right? And so with the fire energy coming in, it's like there's one element that is more expressive and another element that is more receptive. Where am I going with this? I don't know. Keep going. Okay. And then we have this Aries here. The opposite of Aries is Libra. So I guess there's that polarity, right? So not only do we have the feminine and the masculine sides of Venus, we also have the opposition to Libra on the table in Aries. I feel like Taurus is an energy that doesn't have to assert its value. Right. Because it knows what it is. And then we have the root and the heart here when it comes to the Chakratic system. um, so the root is responsible for our sense of innocence. The root is sort of the basis of the inner child, right? And then it's everything that sort of like happens above that and beyond that that creates like filters and limiters on that expression. Um, the root is also responsible for our foundations. And the root, even though you could associate, well, I think Taurus is associated with the throat chakra and the throat in general. I can't remember what else it's associated with. But the manifestive side of Venus, that Empress energy, could sit at the sacral, which is where Scorpio could also sit, right? Because it's the sacral. And so I feel like this is leading me somewhere, and I'm slowly getting there. We have the heart and the root. The heart is the root of the upper three chakras. It's like the heart is the ceiling of the lower three. It's like the heart is the crown of the lower three chakras, but the root of the upper three chakras. And so, with this root and with this heart space, there's this opportunity to form a bridge between them justice to create that link and to allow a balance to be established, because it's like if you want the lower three and the upper three to be aligned, even though the root is part of the lower three. What? Oh my gosh. What? Idle timer expired? Really? I'm not even on there. What's up with all these distractions today? Maybe it's telling me you don't. I'm gonna do this. Okay, it's telling me to speed this up because I'm already 20 and a half minutes in. Okay. So it's like even though the root is part of the lower three, and even though the heart sits below the upper three, excuse me, it's like the sacral is kind of sort of where we start because that's the birthplace of the Kundalini, right? Or that's the storage house of the Kundalini. So the Kundalini is actually stored above the root, and the root is our sense of innocence. It is our foundation, and so it's like the Kundalini rising from that root. It's like it is affected by this thing that lays beneath it, just like the upper three are affected by the heart, right? Because the way that you speak, perceive, and receive truth is going to be affected by how you feel. And it's going to be impacted by your ability to be open, right? And the one thing that holds universal, that is universally backed, is love, right? And so we're going somewhere with this. Somebody else may have to piece it together, or it may piece together for you in some way. Um, if love was a currency, how would you spend it? Is a question that just came to my mind. If love was a clay, how would you mold it? If love were edible, how would you prepare it? Would you eat it raw? If love were tangible, what would it feel like in your hand? If love was a sound, how would you know the arrival of its presence in the dark? Right? If love were a light, what color would it be? All of these like sensory questions. And then we have the root and the heart. And it reminds me, I was watching it's the Skin Deep. I don't remember the channel name, but they have this series where they ask like real questions, and I love real conversation. But there was this a title of one of the videos that said, "Your love feels like a place where I can stand," and so I had to watch that. And it was a mother and her daughter, and the question was like, "How would you describe my love?" And then the mom said, "Your love feels like a place where I can stand." And this, it's like very much that energy where like that heart, that love is the foundation that you build upon. And then it's like creating this link. Oh, that's infinity. That's eight. That's abundance. I was like, it's creating this link between, because the heart is sort of the bridge, but it's like you still have to work that into your foundation somehow, right? And the root actually came out before. It was the root and the third eye, and then on the other side, the solar plexus and the third eye came up. Um, but with Aries energy, I feel like that's all about, what card was that? Oof, I haven't seen this one in a while. Here's a card that we haven't seen. Emergence. Emergence is number 11. Creation, resurrection, and magician. Creation, resurrection, and magician. Emergence. I guess this is the one that we're going to go with. Bottom of the deck is attachment number 2. And attachment has challenge in here, so I'm not sure. It says accumulation, defensiveness, and scarcity. And that's attachment. So we have emergence and attachment. So emerging from attachment, right? And that could be because, like I said, it's like I was getting a sort of geographic dependency. But it's like with the subjectivity of worth, it's like you're releasing, it's like you're understanding that some people may never appreciate you for all that you're worth. And you're understanding that you may be worth more than certain situations. And so it's like you're breaking the attachment to those situations. And with scarcity coming up, it's like maybe you don't know if you're going to find love or acceptance outside of those situations. But at the same time, you know that you can't stay in those situations anymore either, right? Because you're worth more than what it's treating you with. I was going to say than what they're giving you, but it's the same thing. Um, and so that's the sort of emergence. Where's the book? Where the book? Where the book? Where the book? Um, and so maybe with that Taurus Libra, it's like finding places that recognize your worth, right? And that's why I kind of sort of like went to like, well, what is something that's universally backed? What is something that's going to have the same worth no matter where it goes? That's going to be worth the same in every land. It's kind of sort of love, especially that like open heart type of love, right? That compassionately grounded. So the oh, that's unconditional love. Okay. There we go. I knew I was gonna get there eventually. The root and the heart, that's unconditional love, right? The root being the sense of innocence, the heart being love and connection and everything else. That's what the root and the heart give rise to, right? Because the inner child sits at the root. It's before we learn, like I said, it's like the root sits below the kundalini. So it's like before any of the conditions that we impose upon our creativity, before any of the societal sort of stigmas and regulations that we then navigate ourselves around, right? Because it is the snake, so it can do that. But it's like if you have a solid root, then it's like that kundalini energy can rise with a lot less interference. And so then we have this Aries energy, which is all about expression. Aries is the root of the zodiac, right? Because it's the first one. Um, but it's all about inspirational creation. But it's like I feel like there's a word trying to come into my mind that I just can't piece together. But it's like the way that you do things is gonna be different. And since you're doing things from a higher space, it puts you in a place to reap greater rewards. And when you follow that, you align with your potential to meet the boundless and limitless bank reserve store of things that you have been marking to manifest. And then we have that fire there, which is all about expression. So this is to not be muted anymore at the same time, right? Burn bright, shine bright like a diamond, burn bright like the sun in the sky, light the dark like a torch or a lamp. And it's like there's this spark that you can't stamp out, right? It's like something catches on fire and someone's trying to like stomp it out, and it's like it's not working. Be indomitable. Okay, I'm going to read this card now. That was number 11, and then I'm going to proceed. That's breakthrough. It almost looked like no, that was what's the card at the bottom of the deck? Attachment. It almost looked like breakthrough. Or that was breakthrough, but it almost looked like attachment. So number 11. This is Emergence. And the entry says, Emergence resonates to that magical magician creative energy. What? To the magical magician creative energies. Okay. These energies are powerful and strong with the vibrations of all things possible. Creation and the energy to create is core to the very soul. It is merely to recall the wisdom of this, and in challenging situations, to be able to clearly define how to transform from one form into another, effectively and wisely. The energy of creation can be harnessed and utilized for the highest good for all, but can also be coveted for alternate purposes. Uh, choose the highest choose the highest vibrational pathway. And then the oracle message is you are at a reinvention point. You are a magical being, able to transform anything you wish. Remember who you are. It's wise to have clarity of intentions in your creative endeavors. Also, be careful of the trickster energy in your life. You or this situation are due for a fresh start, but it's all for the best. Companion crystals are Merlin Stone and Ruby, interestingly enough, and the companion essential oil is lime. Oh, that's fucked up. Transformation. Transformation actually came out. What am I going to do? How am I going to do this? Give me 3 cards. So give me something for creation. Tell me something about this creation. Creation, there we go. What is this? Oops. I said give me 3 cards and it gave me 3 cards, but I meant like, oh, no, it gave me 4 cards. I meant one for each, but I'm going to put these back into the deck and then we'll do this again. So when it comes to creation, there's the moon, the 3 of Wands, the 5 of Wands, and this Empress. This is interesting. The moon, the 3 of Wands, the 5 of Wands, and the Empress. And so I feel like when it comes to the moon, I feel like there's this deep desire for us to create or for us to attain whatever it is that we're going for. Can you see those? Where's the moon? There we go. But coming from the space of the Empress is that 5 of Wands. And so I feel like there's this subconscious desire for it. Full moon was just in Scorpio, subconscious desires. There's this subconscious desire for it, and almost this wanting and this wishing and this waiting for it to come in, this knowledge that it's arriving. But on the Empress side, it's like there's this conflict. And so I feel like it's almost like through you not acknowledging what it is that you truly desire, you are slowing down and introducing resistance into whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. 9 of Wands and that Empress at the cut. Right? It's like you're standing in direct opposition to it. When if you would just like allow yourself, 5 of Swords and the 9 of Wands, if you would allow yourself to, there's like this controlling energy around it. So if you would allow yourself to step back and allow it to unfold the way it's supposed to unfold, then it would work out a lot better. The 5 of Swords actually came up in the energy of the Empress earlier, but y'all ain't gonna see none of that because they decided not to upload. It's fine. Even though I've spent way more time doing this today than I wanted to because I was trying to get something uploaded. It's fine. um, but it's like there is this ability to manifest and create whatever it is that you wish to create. But with the moon card, if you don't have, oh, wow. Okay. This is like building itself for me. I'll try to communicate it. So it's like with that moon card, if you can't see beyond the shroud of the moment, if you can't see beyond what you feel in the moment, if you can't see beyond what you fear in the moment, If you don't have a little bit of foresight, if all you have is insight but no foresight, then you may choose to manifest something that actually takes you off of the path that you've set yourself on. And the Four of Cups also came out on that same side. And it was, again, y'all aren't going to see it, but because I was literally just talking about how I've been manifesting things and they've been coming in, but as they come in, I sit down and I question if I actually want them, right? Like, did I manifest this from a space of like pure desire, or did I manifest this from a space of like complacency and what, like, societally, what I should acceptably do next? And then I was like, well, if I think about it, like, this is interesting and it is something that on some levels that I want, but it's not what I truly desire. Then after that, I found in my email this university who has this program that I was like, it's literally like a dream. And like, oof, when that scholarship come through, and like relocation was also a thing, experiencing somewhere new, like the UAE, like Abu Dhabi wasn't necessarily the plan, but I did want to like work abroad for a few years, and to study abroad is like this, it's similar, right? And the thing with the Four of Cups that came out was like, sometimes in life it's best to sit and to wait. Even if you're manifesting things, it's better to sit and to wait, because it's like with the Five of Swords that came out, it's like you're going to be victorious no matter what. It's like the wheel is turning no matter what. You're going to be happy no matter what. But there is a path that leads to more fulfillment. There is a path of the most fulfillment. And you could go off of that path and still manifest a happy life. But it's like you would be even happier if you just surrendered to the trust, right? Surrender to trust, and to keep that internal dialogue sort of going, to look at the things as you manifest them, as like, is this something that I actually want? From what space did I manifest this thing? And that's sort of like bringing justice and bringing your own value to the table when it comes to, with that Aries energy, how you proceed and how you move forward, right? Because I feel like with, if we pit the heart against the root, it's like, there's the foundation that we've sort of been establishing and building up, but then there's the voice of our heart that we're awakening to, and there may be a difference sort of in like what they tell us to do, right? And so that was creation. um and I feel like that's all about like, it's like there's some, you may be manifesting things. Well, it's like another test, but it's not a test in that it's a test. It's a test in that it's like trying to get you to wake up to what it is that you actually desire, while at the same time simultaneously reminding you that no dream is too big to be achievable or accomplishable. So do with that what you will. Next is this resurrection. Let's see what this resurrection is about. What's this resurrection about? Man, I wish I could do these shorter. Oh, look at this. I'm glad this didn't shuffle. You see this Page of Pentacles? Her colors and energy remind me of the Empress in this deck. Ooh, I'm at 39 minutes. How? I need to get to work. There's that Five of Pentacles that looks like the Seven of Pentacles that came out. So resurrection. Let's get like a card, two cards, three cards. Resurrection. Bring me back to life. What is that? That's a song. I don't know who sings it. I know it's on. Is it on my Spotify? I feel like all they say is like, "Bring me back to life." Bring me back to life. What's this? Knight of Wands. Let's keep going. Oh wait. Oh wait, no. Well, what's this? Knight of Wands, Eight of Pentacles. One more. Oh, there we go. What is this? The Page of Wands. Page of Wands. Knight of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, Page of Wands. This is like a U-turn energy. This is like you were heading in one direction. It's like a stale flame. This knight been charging in the same direction. Like his wand ain't even lit no more. It's like you're charging forward with a match that's already burnt out. And then you have this new sort of spark over here. And this is like bottom of the deck is the Seven of Pentacles. So with this Eight of Pentacles here, it's almost asking you to like take a step back from the thing that you've been working towards for so long, come back into the Seven of Pentacles energy, realize that even though you've put time and energy and effort into this, if you tend to this and care for this a little bit, what's that? The Wheel of Fortune, love that. If you tend to this and care for this a little bit, it can give you even greater rewards than what you were going for. With that Wheel of Fortune, you can claim what it is that you were actually going for. And this is the element of resurrection, right? It's like you can't resurrect a match. You can't resurrect a burnout candle. Like you have to get new, right? To resurrect the fire, you have to feed it fresh wood. You can't feed it tinder that it's already consumed, because it's like, you wouldn't go and necessarily, I don't need to get graphic, but like we don't eat waste, right? And so with that resurrection, it's all about, what's this? Four of Cups and the Nine of Swords. And there's that Eight of Pentacles again at the bottom of the deck. But this time the Eight of Pentacles is with the Ace of Wands. So are you going to charge forward in a way that you've already been moving that wasn't necessarily fulfilling? What's this? Oh, that Page of Pentacles again. Page of Pentacles, Page of Wands. Or are you going to go forward in a direction that you actually like want, that's exciting, that is promising, not only exciting, but promising and fulfilling? And it's like, I don't know, stale day old bread with the Knight of Wands. And you're like, well, I already have the bread, I already paid for it, so I might as well eat it. But the Page of Wands is like, I don't even like really want bread. What about pasta? What about cantaloupe? What about cheese? What about this? What about that? But I feel like the Knight of Pentacles is like, nope, nope. We already got the bread. With that Knight of Wands is like, we already got the bread. Eight of Pentacles, like, we've already been working this hard. But taking a step back to that Seven of Pentacles, realizing that just because you don't continue that doesn't mean that you can't apply what you learned in that situation to something new. And you take that knowledge and you apply it in a new direction to get even further, even quicker. And it's going to lead to a birth of a brand new passion, to like renewed creativity and a renewed zest for life, right? And that's kind of sort of, I just saw the Hermit and the Three of Wands. What's this? That Page of Wands again. Now with the Six of Swords at the bottom of the deck. But the Eight of Swords is behind that Six of Swords. Oh, there's the Six of Pentacles! I accidentally pulled a whole bunch of cards and the Six of Pentacles revealed itself. It's like your creativity, passion, and desire is what is going to be liberating you from the confines of your own mind. But you got to take it up on the offer. And that's the resurrection, right? It's bringing you back to life. It's reigniting that spark within your soul that's like Hangman and Death. Ooh, 12 and then 13. It's time to put an end to that Hangman state. It's time to fly. Hangman with the Three of Swords. Ooh, maybe that's why somebody said. Anyway, but that's the return of that spark. Okay, let's talk about the Magician. What's around this Magician? And then I'm going to shut this down. And it's interesting that these are sacral colored dice too as well. Because all of this is about creating and manifesting and moving into a space where you'll actually be appreciated. But it's like, there's this energy of like, you have to value your own talent before someone else does, right? I feel like this isn't going to be the artist that's like amazing, that doubts themselves, and other people are like, you're so good. Oh my gosh, like you're so good. I feel like this is the opposite. It's like you are this amazing artist, but you're in this space when everyone's like, could be better. Oh, that's terrible. This person does it better. That person did this. Maybe you should try doing this. Maybe you should try doing that. Maybe you should try not being you and completely just like strip everything that makes you unique be bland, fit in, give up on your dreams like the rest of us, and find a way to cope with your misery. And you're like, or I could listen to my heart, follow the direction that my passion and desire leads me. Because when that passion and desire and fire is backed by the water, that is the love and the emotion, and when it's given sort of solid footing with diligence and determination, and when it's given just a breath of your creative spark, it has everything that it needs to take on a life of its own and to then move forward and snowball into something that you wouldn't have even been able to imagine, right? And it's interesting that I kind of sort of felt like all these elements coming in when we were talking about the space of the magician, and we had the shadow side, and we had the five of swords. I actually want to pull more cards because I feel like with the shadow side and the five of swords, that's the energy of you doing whatever it takes to move forward. But I think that's a temptation by the shadow. I think there's another path forward that gets you, excuse me, that gets you in the direction that you think you're going, but without having you do things that you don't need to do to get there, is what I'm gonna say. So let's show me another way. Top and bottom. Top of the deck is this Emperor. Bottom of the deck is this Nine of Cups. So we have the Emperor and the Nine of Cups path, or we have the Devil and the Five of Swords path. Bottom of the deck now is this Eight of Cups. And I feel like with this path, it's like this is the energy of like do whatever it takes to succeed, like trample other people, use other people. Like it's like this energy is hyper defensive now because of the space that you've been in the past. Whereas this energy is all about moving forward in a way that is more calculated to get there in a manner that leaves you feeling satisfied, right? And I feel like you can kind of sort of be successful anyway, or you can kind of sort of be successful either way. But again, like the card said, like beware of that trickster type of energy. And the trickster himself made an appearance. It's like there is a way forward that keeps your crown on your head, keeps your integrity and morality intact, but it is going to require a bit of sacrifice. And the sacrifice that this is going to require is the mentality that this is built upon. So, final advice I'm actually going to pull from Lord Ganesha, even though I literally just said I wasn't going to use these cards like every day, even though I love these cards and I could use them every day, but I don't want to use these cards every day. But I'm going to use them today, and I'm going to see if what Lord Ganesha has to add to these in the Whispers of Lord Ganesha deck. I love this deck. I love this deck so much. And then I'm going to shut this down and I'm going to get to work. Oh, yeah, I got like 4 cards that came out yesterday. I forgot. Okay, these cards are kind of big. They're almost the size of my Vedic astrology cards. They actually may be the size of my Vedic astrology cards. Ooh, that was a nice shuffle right there. So nice, so nice. Let me give it a cut. I'll give it 3 more, and then we'll pull advice. Because, yeah, that's one thing that I've been feeling today. With that 5 of Swords, it's like you can claim victory in any way. But is that like real life, or is that a part of the test? Oop, okay, there we go. Hey, I just saw you, I think. Oh, wow, I didn't actually read you, though. Bottom of the deck is Delight. I love Delight. I think the moon is actually in Sagittarius now, which it shouldn't have been because it was only. Oh wait, no, yeah, it should be because that was like a whole. That was yesterday, and the moon was full a little past halfway. So yeah, I'm pretty sure the moon is probably what, like 2 degrees Sagittarius now. Let's see. Oh wait. Oh, planets are about to retrograde, y'all. The moon is 8 degrees in Sagittarius. Okay. And Mars is 27 degrees Aquarius. Mercury is 23 degrees Taurus. So Mars is about to transit into, what is this? You already told me this. My idle timer already expired. What is happening today? What is happening with the technology today? Like, you literally, okay, it's fine. It's fine. All right. Mars is about to enter Pisces. Mercury is about to enter Gemini. Ooh, mutable. Okay. Mutable Mars, mutable Mercury. Or no. So Mars is going to be closing in on Neptune. Well, that's interesting because that's very like scorpionic energy to me because it's like with Mars closing in on Neptune in Pisces, it's like I don't know, it's like people gonna be like pursuing, like really gonna be going after whatever they fantasizing about, I guess. So spiritual practice, I believe. Spiritual practice? Yeah, spiritual practice number 19, which is what honestly this energy comes down to. When you have this versus this is all about spiritual practice. It's all about the path that you take to get to the area that you decide that you want. Okay, let me see. Number 19, spiritual practice. There's number 26. Where the cards at? Hit the road, Jack. Oh, it's literally right here. Okay, so spiritual practice. I'm going to do my best. So, spiritual practice. A spiritual practice will help ground with that root. So, this is all about the heart and the root chakras. A spiritual practice will help you ground your day. What? Ground your day. Okay. It may trigger observations that lead to life changing breakthroughs and ideas. Spirit is about to come in with all of the keys. With all of the keys. He's like, oh, you want to do this? Do that. Oh, you want to go over there? This path is going to open itself unto you, but if you wait a second, a better one will come like 2 days later. And you won't even expect it. Not that you even fully expected the first one, but okay. All right. Well, somebody's getting the inside scoop on whatever. Love that. There are many ways to maintain spiritual connection through a committed practice. Ganesha is asking you to reflect on the benefits that may be gained by following a specific daily routine for your spirituality. This might include prayer, meditation, or an exercise schedule that connects the body, mind, and spirit, such as yoga or Tai Chi. Additionally, consider burning incense, which is often used to accompany prayers, invocations, and spells in many cultures. As the incense smoke rises up to the heavens, it is said to represent the request reaching the destination and meeting with approval from the divine. Incense is also believed to have properties that dispel negative energy. Use incense or burn sage to create a special haven for yourself or to clear a sacred space. Or to clear a sacred space in preparation for a special occasion or ceremony. The smell of incense can also bring about heightened spiritual awareness and realization for the user. There are many tools and techniques that you can use throughout your day to preserve or regain tranquility. Even simply taking a deep breath can restore a spiritual connection. Find what works for you and dedicate some time to your practice each day. Dedicate some time to your practice each day. Okay, that ain't necessarily the advice I was like going for or wanting or requesting, but how can we make that work for us? I feel like whenever it comes to maintaining a certain space within the heart, um, it's always transformation is a journey. And so that could be advice to like, because once you are spiritually grounded and connected, you, with a daily practice, you expand the foundation that you have created for yourself. And once your foundation reaches a certain threshold, then your default action in situations changes. Whereas, let's say, like, instead of defaulting to a more reactionary space, you default to a grounded space, right? Because it's like you'll begin to, it's not like predict, but it's like whenever you are pulled from your piece far enough, it's like it'll snap you back, right? It's like you're improving the elasticity of that. And so not only would you be able to engage in more and more situations that may have typically taken you out of your peace and your Zen moment, but it's like once you reach a certain distance, it'll just like snap you back, right? And you be like, hold up, wait, like, what? Why am I feeling this? What's going on? Like, what's happening? Let me reground. Let me center. When you create that daily practice, it's like you train yourself to that space. And then when you train yourself to that space, you're able to move forward in a direction more aligned with however you choose to align yourself, right? So that's what I'm going to say with that spiritual practice. I'm going to shut this down and get to work because you do got moves to be making and he's going to do it this time. Oh, this is the bottom. Okay. All right. Have a good whenever you see this. I'm hoping that this will be published before tomorrow because for whatever reason, now when I go live, it takes like 17 hours to process. I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to get to work like I'm supposed to. So have a good one.